everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Leah Catherine, this is Leah Sees Movies, and we are back with the next episode in the Artemis and Jade arc of season 4 of Young Justice. And last episode we were on a mission to rescue orphan nay Cassandra Cain, actually nay Cassandra Wu something, from her mother and the clutches of the League of Shadows. We found out that, gasp, shock, surprise, Cassandra Savage is in fact a mole, a turncoat, and a liar, and she was working on behest of her father and the League of Shadows to ingratiate herself into the team's trust, and also that crap, I forgot her name. Onyx is probably not a mole, maybe. Or potentially still is, but either way, I like her a lot, so I hope she sticks around. And yeah, when we left off, they were surrounded. Cheshire had made her miraculous return. Not that miraculous if you paid attention to any of the verbal signals that Artemis and Jade created as children, but still, she's back, and that's what really counts. She didn't let her sister down, and that just gives you the warm and fuzzies. So I'm going to stop talking. We're going to head back into the show and see how they escape this time. So yeah, let's get started. Internet cafe? Oh wait, this is a flashback.
Don't move a muscle.
Yeah, we've seen this. Also, back when she was still Artemis, I really preferred that costume. Has Artemis gotten taller?
Let me make this perfectly clear.
I mean, she was like 16 then. We don't grow that much.
I will keep my daughter and the two apostate shadows, for, of course, an example must be made of them.
Oh, Cheshire. I was like, 2 shadows. Cassandra was a liar. Superman's a daddy.
Supper's ready.
Thanks, Ma. I just want to get the
Honor be here?
How to talk to a baby about death.
Orphan's working on her chains, but she needs time. Stall. Keep the bad guys talking.
For my mother and her family, I'm thankful Vandal Savage saved me from such a mundane life.
So, these half-truths and the glamour charm that fake.
Half-truths do make your lies more believable.
No. This was about my daughter.
Maybe a little, but I'm guessing the main objective.
She's like, how to get away from this? How to distract from Orphan? Let's not get too into her or look at her.
Years ago. A little longer.
Organic infiltrators.
But the disadvantage of having a short range and brief shelf life, right?
Minor inconveniences. All I required was a distraction to deploy them.
I swear I didn't know they were using me.
So we get to keep her. And I'm cool with that.
We gave you every chance to prove us wrong.
Yeah, but now every chance to prove us that we can keep her.
As your arrival created confusion and prolonged any decision about my future with the team.
Giving you the opportunity to fulfill your mission. You
Oh, I remember
release
that.
Organic fog.
And reclaim it almost as quickly.
You know, I would think this quality of super spy, super villain would know better than to monologue.
The light may be disappointed, but I am not. I have my daughter back.
I should have worn black lipstick instead. Matte Shiva.
Now! Shadows, hold the door!
Oh, he's so cool. Or is she? I honestly still can't tell. They're so cool. I'm obsessed with this.
Lucky anyone could find a use for you.
Disrespectful. The colors, the light flashing. Oh, this is so good. Oh!
Tigress, Orphan's not ready for Shiva.
Damn.
Switch dance partners.
Well, I mean, I guess Orphan didn't witness the magnetized limbs. Or maybe she did. Baby girl, I don't think you were ready for Cassandra. Oh! Oh, this is amazing.
Artemis.
Get those lights back up.
See, I feel like this is what the live action DC movies think they're doing when they like shoot in the dark. No. Because the difference is I could see the action on screen, and I couldn't in any of the movies. Is the warp dude on their side?
Push him back in.
Ooh. Did she just cut that in half? I'm gonna need to rewind that later. I mean, if not in half.
Uncle Connor meets us here with Wolf every time. And Wolf's here, so Uncle Connor won't pass us away now.
You guys clearly did a terrible job explaining this.
Well, we don't get to spend time with him anymore.
Why?
Well, kid, if we drop you into lava, you'll find out.
Now, if some of these parts stop doing their jobs, the body can stop working and die. And that's what happened to Uncle Connor.
This is like cute, sad. But those fights were so good. Guys, please, this is not the time. No, like there, she cut them in half.
I owe Cheshire a debt. She and I are now even.
Agreed.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, to clear your debt, you could have thrown us further away.
From this point forward, the Shade is strictly freelance.
He's so cool.
The new Genosphere has you in her sights, Shiva.
She cut them in half, bro.
Stay with me, daughter. Else my shadows shall hunt down everyone you care about. Me.
She's gonna threaten
your
Leon.
Robert Gordon will be dead before you return to Gotham.
I thought she was gonna threaten Leon.
It's better for all of us, believe me.
No! We don't turn kids into killers.
I mean, yeah. Nothing you can do about her upbringing now. But yeah, I guess Barbara did become paralyzed so that you wouldn't kill anyone. I tried to say before she stabbed her mother through the chest.
I wasn't trying to save Joker. I was trying to save you.
She's like, damn it. Take my head, little girl. Commit.
You believe you have rejected me, declared yourself an orphan, but you are no orphan. You are Cassandra Wusan. Come back to your mother when you are ready to admit who you really are.
Damn. She's giving like late stage Azula right now, and I mean that, if you are not aware, in like the highest compliment that I possibly could mean that. Honestly, end the episode right here. Like, I'm good, I'm hype.
She's weak, Sensei.
She is family.
Oh.
Recruit her.
She's family, Artemis. You
Aww.
did the right thing letting her go. But Jade's afraid to open her heart and be part of a family. Unfortunately, she got that from me. It took this chair, 6 years in prison, and losing my family to teach me these lessons. I hope Jade is a quicker study.
Guys, this is so cute, and also very, very bloody.
Hey, Artemis, what's up?
FaceTime with someone.
I want to ask your permission to bring someone over to the house. Hi, baby girl.
Minnie Mouse, look what I made. It's a mommy mask.
But wait,
Oh.
Will, Leon, I'm sorry.
She's like, I felt a feeling, I gotta go.
Help me! I'm feeling.
I mean, I like that they clearly kept her aware of her mother and what she, I don't know, what she does. Do they just
Because I'm not.
say it's for fun? Like,
I've gotten to Mars 5 minutes sooner.
I mean, you literally got there and then passed out because of the kryptonite. So you were there.
10 years ago, I couldn't get over myself. I had all these excuses, suspicions, all this misplaced blame.
Wasted
Seeing
time.
him for who he was.
Wasted
Wasted so
time.
much time.
But you fixed that. Connor knew you loved him like a brother,
And a Gene Daddy.
loving each other.
I'm gonna be honest.
Any of us can
I
do.
realize the whole blue eyes, dark hair thing is like really striking in comics and stuff, but this is like a siblings are dating situation. Yeah, look, like you could tell me those are siblings and I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
And she's still on course for Infinity Island.
Still, yes. Why would she go there?
I have no idea.
Where did she even find a helicopter?
You know that's not the way. I'm nothing like Dad.
Listen, Mouse. You want this cat to change? Why? So I can join your little...
I like that you could see her being like, all right, and scene.
They're never gonna trust you.
Because it's like the real her is like, I want to talk to my sister. Then it's like, okay, gotta do my job.
Betting you can't bring yourself to do either, right?
Taking advantage of her vulnerabilities. Which you can only do when you really know someone. Oh. Jesus Christ. Shoddy brake system on the hamster ball, eh? I feel like one character always gets added to the main cast who's just kind of there for all of their bullshit. And like now it's Onyx.
The Great One will not be pleased.
You again.
Red Hooded Ninja. Anyway.
To die then.
Girl, being killed is not simpler than facing your daughter. This is such a complicated way to avoid your feelings.
To get yourself killed?
Kinda, yeah.
I'm just sending her back where she belongs. Home. With Will and Leon. I had to leave. No!
Then why?
Because I'm too much like Dad!
Also, Artemis was soaking, what, 13 seconds ago? Just want to point that out. I mean, if anything, you're too much like your mother.
Our parents, our upbringing.
Also, the zoom in on Onyx at our parents, our upbringing, none of that has to define us. Mm-hmm.
But changing takes time and work. Maybe with a little help from family. Say, a sister who still loves you.
You mean...
And
Don't you get it?
Clearly not.
I wouldn't be joining them. I'd be bringing them into my cage with me.
We all build our own cages. It gives us something to run away from. See, I was raised by my maternal grandfather. He believed in leading by example, doing the right thing, would recognize our worth.
This man is like, why are y'all doing this on my front lawn? Like,
I wanted more. Then Sensei found me.
took advantage of an 11-year-old's irritability.
My new family.
Yeah, the Shadows did better by me than Sportsmaster ever did.
That was a very low bar. Certainly by now, you both understand that what you experienced here was not family, but manipulation.
That's so crazy. He has to tell them, like, guys, you realize we didn't, like, love you, right?
He loved me and I never saw him again.
Exactly. I'm glad you finally understand. I believe we can help the both of you now. But only
telling
if
you to
approach
piss
your
off.
Rehabilitation with open eyes.
It merits consideration.
Ooh.
well, if it isn't the Great One himself.
I love everyone bowing except for her.
If these two choose to stay, we will strive to help them.
Are you just trading one kind of cage for another?
I don't know, Mouse. But this honestly feels like a step in the right direction.
But a step towards what? Like, I can't figure out what the
For me too.
goal is.
I want to stay.
Whack.
both
Whack.
welcome.
Hate it.
Why
Boo. Tomatoes.
Plan on coming back to check on both of them.
We are not introducing a killer character just to use her backstory as an emotional parallel to... No. No.
You're not getting away from me.
I've been robbed.
I think for the first time ever, I'm glad of that.
Aww. Also adorable. But no, we're not gonna skip past this Onyx thing. She was cool, and I wanted more of her. 2 steps forward, 1 step back with this show, I swear to God. Alright, now there's her over here looking real sketchy. She was being all nosy. That waist is so small. Like, it's bandages, not a corset. Like, you don't gotta cinch her in. Mommy's in assassin therapy. Maybe she'll come back one day.
There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. Maya Angelou. I know why the caged bird sings.
Okay, so I think, unfortunately, that means we're done with the Artemis arc, and frankly, I don't care for that. I do not care for that whatsoever. They were so close to like a perfect episode for me, like so close. It was like some of my favorite characters. It was emotionally impactful. The action was sick. People got cut in freaking half. It just looked great. The animation was great. But then Onyx, and it might seem like an overreaction for a character that was introduced 3 episodes ago, but like, and I am going to make it racial, it's just so frustrating to get introduced to a character and then she's a plot device to parallel a main character. Granted, not a white character, which is new and different, but she was cool. She had more development than Rocket did in multiple seasons. She had more development than Karen ever did. Karen genetically modified her baby and we never mentioned it again. And which isn't to say Onyx will never come back, but obviously her deciding to stay means that, you know, they don't need to deal with her anymore. And I'm like, no, all these boring strays you've added to the team that I don't care about. I'm sorry, spoiler, whatever that you do. Jinx is kind of cool. Not Jinx, 13. Jinx is someone else, but she's a pink-haired girl. But either way, one of my favorite new character introductions, character design, skill set. She has a whip. That's awesome. She's like the granddaughter of a hero. Like, there's so much fun to be had with that. And then just to be like, well, now she's back in assassin therapy. And granted, I guess they set it up because she just kept talking about how much she loved Infinity Island summer camp, but it killed my buzz, and my buzz was so high. So high for this episode. All right, I said my piece. I've made my point. I'm gonna move on to everything else that I really loved if it wasn't incredibly obvious. I'm going to have a shit of a time trying to cut this down because I'm gonna want to include so many things. I mean, just for like time's sake, I'm probably gonna have to cut most of that in the dark fight, which is so upsetting because just it looked so cool. Just the technique, the colors, the flashing, Shade double crossing Shiva at the last minute and withdrawing from the light. That was just so good. It's interesting to me that he's saying he's going freelance because I have to wonder, like, wouldn't pissing off the light in the villain world be like, you know, you're not, you're gonna get 1 star on all freelance crime ratings. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like that would really mess with your business because if you're someone who betrayed the light, if I work with you, I can be putting myself in a bad position with the light. And I don't know if too many, like, street level criminals are gonna want to take that kind of heat. So he may have really just put himself in a really bad position, but if he's in a bad position with the light, it makes a better position for our heroes. So maybe we'll see how that pans out. But he's sick and he's a cool power set, so like, why wouldn't you? You're a warp. That's amazing. Orphan didn't kill her mom, did not behead her, and Shiva looks a little disappointed in her for it. Which, I mean, I don't know, what are the limits of the bringing people back to life thing? Like, if you throw in someone's body and their head, will they reattach, or is that the line for Lazarus pitting someone? Do they still have the Lazarus pit, or is that on Infinity Island? Because if Shiva doesn't have access to that, she was really laissez-faire about possibly being killed by her daughter. Like, success or not, like, yeah, she killed me, like, you're dead now. Like, you don't even get to gloat because you're dead. So I don't really know what her game plan was there. And I made the Azula comparison, but it was making me think of the Bloodbender episode with Katara, of like Katara being so desperate she bloodbends the lady to stop her from hurting Sokka and Aang, and her being like, congratulations, you're a bloodbender now. And it's like, no, I've sacrificed my morals to save my friends, but now I feel dirty. So I liked that moment. I thought that's what we were approaching with that. But I guess it's a good thing that she didn't kill anyone. And I like the backstory to the name Orphan, why she would call herself that. Again, it does leave the question of her dad out, of like, obviously you have 2 parents, and I'm curious if we're just never gonna see him in the show, or if they just decided to like kind of ignore his comic basis there. You know, takes 2 to make a baby. But that's the problem. Like, I think if this isn't for sure the last season, I feel like the idea of getting season 5 is real unlikely, especially with the current developments at Warner Bros. Discovery. Soon we'll be watching this on the Max app next to TLC Home Renovations. It'll be great, probably. And if we're not getting another season, then I'm like so in it now, and that just makes the idea of this being the last season so depressing. I'm sold. That, like, I feel like this is honestly, of my entire show watching experience, this is probably some of the most invested I've ever been. And this is like over a year of watching the show. Gosh, what else? Okay, so we had Superman and his son having to learn about death, which was very sad. It did interrupt action a little bit, but as I've been reminded, we can't avoid the subject of Connor's death. It's going to be a recurring thing. It's going to drive the emotional plot forward for pretty much every character. But it's definitely like hard to go from like all this intense action and people cut in half to like little boy learns what death is for the second time, I guess, because obviously he was told, but they did a very poor job of explaining it. I don't know, I guess I've never had to explain to a child what death is, besides like maybe, or I personally haven't, but I feel like I would always go for the like, it's like when you go to sleep but you never ever wake up. But that's hard to like excuse that example when someone was incinerated in a kryptonite laced lava pit, you know what I mean? Like, it's like we're all basically sacks of meat, baby, and if too much blood leaves your meat sack, you die. Like, so I guess I can't really fault them for maybe not doing a great job. The first time, euphemisms don't really work on 4-year-olds, but there's a reason they exist. It's much easier that way. I kind of do wish we'd spent a little more time with Connor and Clark as like good friends, because obviously there was a time jump. They were buddies now. They were best boys, and it was nice. And obviously you're, as the audience member, you go, okay, like they're friends now. But it would have been really interesting to see like an actual one-on-one with them where they kind of reckon, or even a conversation where he had apologized to Connor and was like, hey, it was kind of shit to you, bro. I'm really sorry about that. It was rough for me finding out I was daddy. Also, seeing like the two of them have a conversation about Connor's other daddy would have also been very funny and very interesting to watch. But again, I feel like this is one of those moments where the fact that they don't show the Justice League as much is where I get it, because they want to focus on our main team, but also we lose a lot of these what could have been really interesting character moments. I think probably Batman is the one who's gotten, obviously like Black Canary and Martian Manhunter and Red Tornado have gotten the most like literal screen time, but I think as far as like Batman as a person and what he does and his thought process, I feel like even when he's not on screen, we get a lot more of like, what's Batman up to? What's he thinking? How he's feeling? What's his strategy? Because through all of his Bat offspring, you kind of always know where he's at, where we don't really get that as much, I think, with the rest of the team, except Diana. We got a little bit of Diana when they had the whole anti-light situation. But even then, most of our characters being like, guys, I feel kind of bad about this. Aquaman just pissed off and we never got anything about it. It's just Aqualad is Aquaman now. I feel like this is an episode I need to rewatch, honestly. Because like I feel like I was so hyped on the action of it, and like obviously on a fairly surface level you understand why Cheshire does not feel ready to confront her family, why she feels the weight of her flaws and her mistakes make her, unable to be a mother, unable to slot back into a normal life. Is it fair? Does she deserve it? Will she ultimately cause harm to her loved ones? I get all of that, but I kind of do feel like I need to rewatch the episode a little bit more. If not just to see where she's at, I want a little bit more of an explanation on what exactly the League of Shadows was offering. Like, I don't really, is it assassin therapy? Like, is that it? Or was there another thing that they're, like, assassin rehabilitation, like how to get back on the team, like the VA, but it's the AA. So I think maybe a rewatch would be warranted just to get a little bit, make sure I understand where that's coming from. I do think it's very funny that they had to be like, you realize we were lying and manipulating you, right? At your big age, I can't believe I have to tell you that, but we didn't like love you. We targeted you from the minute you were born. Like, that was kind of a crazy conversation, and I enjoyed that. A little oversimplified. It kind of, well, it's one of those things where it seems so obvious that you're kind of like, you guys didn't figure that out, but also a testament to the effectiveness of the manipulation that like, no, it felt like a family. It did to them. And even though now, with everything they know, with everything they've learned, with everything that they have been taught within an inch of their life about how to fake human emotion, they still can't not feel those emotions, manipulated and coerced as they were. So that's cool and that's fun. I wonder what's next. The little unavoidable thumbnail for the next episode was just Vandal Savage, so that does not give me any hints as to who our next main character will be. It's probably not Cassandra, but that would be interesting. I would like a little more villain focus. We haven't gone back to our mysterious hive-looking hoverer from part 1. Lady Shiva's goal, as she made very, very clear, was almost entirely personal. The computer thing and hacking their info was mostly incidental. So the next stage is a mystery to me, and yeah, season 4 is just really freaking good, guys. Yeah, it started slow a little bit and then has just kind of kicked my ass ever since like episode 3. So I'm having a good time. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please watch, subscribe, comment, etc. All those good things that make me very, very happy. If you don't want to do any of that, but you've watched all the way to the end of this video, thank you. I still really, really appreciate you. You can follow me on the Bird app while it still exists at Leah Sees Movies, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace!